Good morning everyone, I am Francesco Martinetti at the Orthodontic studio of Gia Martinetti in Moncalieri, and today we will talk about open bite. The open bite, as you can see from the image, what is it? It is the space that forms between the front teeth, and sometimes there is a gap, sometimes there is a much larger space where even fingers can fit through. You can see how with an open bite the tongue is visible, and you can also see a piercing here. What happens every time? Every time someone swallows or chews, the tongue pushes between the teeth and tends to move the teeth further apart and more outward. You see how the teeth are pushed outward, and you can also notice how the gum below has receded because the teeth are constantly being pushed further out. So this is a malocclusion that tends to worsen over time, not just affecting the alignment of the teeth, but also impacting chewing and the health of the pink part of the gums. This woman is an adult, so she came to the clinic specifically because of this problem, and she had already undergone orthodontic treatment with fixed braces years ago. And you can see how over time the malocclusion has worsened again. And let's also look at the reasons why this happens. You see, from her face and her smile, the open bite isn't even that noticeable. But then, when you take a closer look inside her mouth, you can see this problem a bit. This problem, as you can see, also includes a cross bite, so the upper teeth close inside the lower teeth on this side. These are the photos inside the mouth. We can see how the upper arch, you can tell when there's an open bite. The upper arch has a triangular shape. You see the back teeth are this wide, while the front teeth are much narrower and all stick outwards. There's about a finger's width of space between the upper and lower teeth. The lower arch, on the other hand, is crowded and quite wide, and you can also see how the back teeth don't fit together properly. The upper teeth close on the inside on the right, and you can see how the bite isn't perfect, and the lower teeth are all tilted forward. What do we always do? Well, we always make sure to take a good panoramic x-ray. You can see from the panoramic x-ray that she had these little wires, this wire that was keeping her teeth straight. So just putting a wire like this to keep the teeth straight and the bite open isn't enough, because the teeth will always move. But let's check if there are any wisdom teeth. She had wisdom teeth, so when there are open bites, I'm telling you right now that before we start moving the teeth, we need to remove the wisdom teeth. Why? Because they're the first ones to make contact. Since the back teeth touch first, this creates a pre-contact, what we call a posterior interference, and the front teeth don't touch. You need to remove material from the back to allow the front teeth to be able to come into contact. Then we always have to make the initial diagnosis, which is extremely important. So from this X-ray, the lateral cephalometric radiograph of the skull, which uses very little radiation, we can see how the bone bases have developed their position in relation to the face, and especially how the teeth are inclined within the bone bases, so we can determine how much we can move them. From these tracings, we will calculate all these numbers. You see, the red ones are the worst, which we will need to correct and reduce a bit. The green ones a little less, the blue ones just a bit, and the black ones are the correct values. So we will calculate and determine how much we can move the teeth within the bone bases. Why? Because at this point, this is an adult patient, and we can no longer stimulate the bone bases to grow much. We will focus more on the teeth and the bone surrounding the teeth. So, we have already treated this patient before. We will do all these simulations. You can see a bit how with this, what's called a clean check, a case study, we go about moving the teeth. You can see how we will move the upper teeth much further out. Clearly we have some limitations, and then we will move the upper teeth further down, and the front ones a bit lower. The red spots you see are the composite attachments, which are actually white in the mouth. They are bonded to the teeth made of resin and are removed at the end so that the aligner fits onto these composite drops and makes the correct movement happen. And as you can see, these are all the movements. You see this. A small file is used to slightly reduce the contact points on the lower teeth, and the entire plan is programmed from the very beginning. Take a look. So from this entire chart, I will calculate the exact movements down to how many millimeters or even thousandths of a millimeter we will move the teeth. We'll see how much to move the back teeth, to intrude them, and how much to extrude the upper ones. We have decided to treat these patients with these malocclusions. So we calculate these cases are no longer treated with surgery, so there's no need for a surgeon to move the bone bases. Instead, we always move them using a combination of things. With the correct diagnosis, with clear aligners, with those composite beads, and with elastics. For this particular case, as you can see, we will also place some piercings here at the back, which are then carefully removed at the end of the treatment. Elastics are attached to these. They are very easy to put on, and they gently move the teeth upward. And as you can see, this is the patient. Then at the end, after about 18 to 20 months of treatment, so treatments nowadays don't last for years, they don't take 3 or 4 years, but rather 18 months, at most 24, a year and a half to 2 years. You can see how we changed the shape of the dental arch. We widened the arch and gave it the correct form. We closed the bite in the front and established a proper fit for the back teeth. So we also corrected the cross bite. As you can see, we also aligned all the lower teeth very well. To sum up, this is the patient's final smile. You can see how the smile always follows the lower lip nicely. And this is what we can observe. You can see that by moving the teeth into the correct position, even the gums have improved without any additional treatment yet. You can see here that the teeth, along with their roots, were all protruding outward. And in this case, as you can see, we moved both the tooth and the root inward. Notice how the gum has matured and regrown. Now, clearly it's not completely resolved yet, but this small gap that remains will be closed in the future with a minor gum procedure. This way, the patient will be able to clean her gums properly and dirt won't accumulate in these spaces. So, a proper closure of the bite. We also give the right contact to the front teeth because they are kind of like the steering wheel of our mouth and help us with various movements. The incisors, not to mention, they also improve the aesthetics of the smile. But above all, notice the contact in the front, how the teeth come together, and the important thing is that we didn't work on the front sections, but instead addressed the causes. We worked on the back teeth. So you can see what we do to resolve the opening in the front. We widen the arch and remove the contacts in the back, so by properly expanding the palate, the teeth giving them the right shape. Obviously there are limits, we can't move them outward any more than this. Obviously by widening the palate I have space to move the front teeth as well, both downward and backward. And above all, by very gently and carefully closing, bringing these back teeth up even higher than before. So in this way, as you can see, we've addressed and resolved the chewing aspect, let's say, quite effectively and thoroughly as intended. What's an important thing? To maintain the shape of the arch like this, we then have to use a retainer at night, and the wire in front alone isn't enough, because otherwise the arch will collapse again, narrowing at the back, and the front teeth will be pushed forward again. So there's a tendency for the bite to open up. So you'll wear clear, more rigid aligners at night to maintain the correct arch shape. By keeping that in place, the teeth and the open bite won't reopen. And after the treatment, the recommendation is also to do some speech therapy. That is to train the tongue not to go between the teeth and push when we swallow, speak or chew, but instead to go up to the palate, right? We have created the palate at the right size so that the tongue can go up to swallow. And as you can see very clearly, even at the level of chewing, the crossbite has been corrected. So now the upper teeth close on the outside, and as a result, we have achieved the proper alignment, the correct chewing. I hope I have been thorough. If you have any questions, please feel free to write to us below or get in touch with us. And I wish you all a very good day.